rotary spark gap transmitter. This is the transmitter he used to generate CW up until around 1928. Now what Hiram had done is he actually had this located in his basement, and he would remotely control it from his living room. Now back then, he was keying 110 live across the key. I'm not doing that anymore for some reason. Although prior to the renovation in '89, that's how we did it back then. We were keying 110 live across the key. So at that time, visitors had to kind of like stay away. And you still do. That's why we have the polycarbon front. But what I do now is I will be keying it from over there, but I send a 12-volt signal to a triac keyer, which puts about 120 on the high voltage transformer. That generates from 11 to 12,000 volts AC. That voltage is placed on these 2 points here through the condenser capacitor and 1/2 of the oscillation transformer. Now this is the 4-point armature is spinning at about 2,500 RPM, and it comes very close to these 2 points without actually touching them. Essentially, we're making like a very small spark plug. Okay. Because we're keying it with a Morse code key, the air breaks down with the voltage, and an arc is generated. Now, depending upon the strength of the arc, that energy is coupled back through the oscillation transformer, and if it's a strong arc, this light, which is wired on the output, will fire. You will be able to hear it as well as see the arc as well. Now, if you want to take a picture, feel free. This does not affect any electronic devices. I just ask you to be mindful that this is a real old piece of equipment. It should be safe, but I wouldn't, do one of these numbers. That seems to work if you do something like that.
I don't think Apple would warranty that.
Probably not. No. What's 11,000 volts?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to sneak by you there, and I'm just going to key it up, and hopefully she's in a good mood because sometimes she gets kind of grumpy. And
There's two like oil cups. Is that to oil the bearings on the main armature?
Right, the 2 oilers right on the top. Those are McCoy oilers, and they're just for the armature for the shaft there. That's all they did. Wow. Okay, let's see if she's good. Hey!
There she goes.
What happens is as I'm using her and demonstrating her, the metal, which is actually kind of soft, will start to slightly deform.
Yeah, that's why it was.
You don't want to get that nice clean point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what I normally have to do is I have to pull these things off, take them back to the lab, and regrind them, and to put a semi-point on them. Those are not the original either. The actual ones that Hiram used were full copper threaded rod. I still have those, but I replaced them with just regular steel, thread steel, and so it kind of mushes up pretty quick after a couple of shots.
Very
also
nice.
in this room, this desk was Hiram Percy Maxim's desk.
Nice.
Yes, this desk was used by
That's the
Hiram Percy
actual operating position.
Well, no, this was a desk that he had given.
Oh, okay.
We don't have any pictures of him sitting at this, unfortunately. But he had given this to some family friends decades ago. Okay, maybe like 100 years ago. And what they would do is they would just kind of give it to family members as they would pass it down. Well, in 2008, they pretty much ran out of family people to give it to. So they contacted us and said, would you like Hiram's roll-top desk? And there are some pictures, we just don't have them sitting on it. So they gave this desk back to us in 2008. It did come in pieces, and we had to reassemble it. It has been repaired throughout the years, we can tell. It's been refinished. The roll-top part actually still looks pretty good. And so I have to move some of my stuff around. I built this receiver, but I got to take it out. I can get this thing out and put the roll-top down. Now we also have a few other items, and they're not on display kind of sort of just yet, but if you look underneath old Betsy, there's 2 heat kits.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a shot of
Is that a DX60?
this, this
Mohawk
shot
and
right
Apache.
now.
Oh, okay.
shows at least one of them that was in use here, and this was, yeah, it's right there, yep.
You mean the same very rig that,
It's the same one, yes. Those were actually in our museum. And I'm guessing thankfully that the guys, or when they redid the station over here, they started to sell it, rather than just put it in storage.
Oh, there's the
Those
Wolfgang
pieces were
stick.
moved into our museum area.
where's your museum?
Well, prior to 1999, our lobby area was one big museum. These display cases here, we had multiple display cases up, and all these
size
pieces
is
of parts
air
were on
variable.
display.
On both
So
sides
we
they have
had
it.
those two pieces inside those display cases. In May of '99, they redid the lobby.
I don't
They
think you'd
farmed out
walk on a
lobby
mag
space.
loop on
I
that.
got one, the lab has
The
one.
size
There's
of
a
it.
few upstairs and downstairs, and pieces were moved into them.
When you
But
do
that's
the
what they
tour
were
this afternoon, there is a museum in the
Oh.
building, the headquarters building, you'll get a chance to see